My goodness, here we go. Here we are, here we are, here we are, here we are. Sucio Talk Live. My goodness. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I told you guys we're doing this, and we are fucking doing this. Sucio Talk is live, 10 p.m. PST. What is up, everyone? How is everyone doing out there? Andrew Chang, I see you. Marco Andres Soto, I see you. Lexi Fuji, I see you. Everybody, thanks for being here. All those people who are on YouTube and Facebook, I can't communicate with you because I am just one man. Okay, so just know that. But here we are, Sucio Talk Studios, Oakland. I have prepared some things today. Andrew Chang is still watching Raw, so thank you, Andrew Chang, for keeping your phone by you. Patty Rick Shaw, what up? Nathan Kryler, what up? Nathan Kryler actually bought a shirt, a couple shirts and a hoodie. Shout out to him. You can watch this on Instagram as well as Facebook and YouTube. Facebook and YouTube are going to keep going. Instagram's going to die down after about 15 minutes, just so everyone knows. All right. But anyway, on to the show. So shout out to everybody that came aboard and is watching right now on Instagram, on YouTube. I don't really give a shit how many people are here. I'm going to talk my shit regardless. You know what I mean? So, and I'm wearing these sunglasses. I always thought that celebrities wore sunglasses to look cool, but now I realize that it's these lights that no human being can stand. So shout out to all those people out there who work shows like Conan O'Brien. He doesn't wear fucking sunglasses. I don't know how he does it, but maybe I'll learn the ways. Maybe I'm pointing the lights in the wrong direction. I hope it's clear enough for you guys to see in here. Okay. First and foremost, I would like to, I don't want to start off the show, on a sad note or anything like that, but I got some troubling news this morning. So I'd like to dedicate this show to Ilya Romanov. Ilya Romanov is the bar manager at Bar Iris, which is the bar right next door to Nice. Nice just got their Michelin star this year, so congratulations to them. On a somber note, obviously starting off the year here. And, I got the news of his passing this morning. I hit up David Yoshimura, made sure that you support that restaurant, that team. They definitely are going to need it right now, so everyone definitely rush over there with your social media, or if you know David personally, and condolences and just shower them with love in this time of need. And right now I'd like to have a moment of silence for Ilya Romanov, who I was supposed to do a podcast with, and unfortunately that will not be happening anymore. But moment of silence dedicated to him. I'd like to also dedicate the entire episode to him. All right. So continuing on, the show must go on, as you know. Sucio Talk Live, the first one. I'm hoping to do this every Monday at 10, unless my New York friends have something else to say, or maybe they want to pipe in and say, hey, you might want to do this show a little bit earlier so my kids can watch it. Not really a show you want your kids to watch. But anyways, here we go. I would like you guys to call in. And here's the number. The number's going to be right down the screen for you guys on Instagram. Not so much. But suciotalk.com for the merchandise. Garcia, what's up, man? Nice to see you. Yeah, see, Nathan Kryler is telling me a little earlier. Anyway, 510-463-1145. Give me a call. Give Sucio a call. You can hang out here on the show and shout out restaurants, tell restaurant stories. Tell me about what the hell you're doing out there. What's going on in the world? You know what I mean? That's why we're doing this. We're going to build community out here with these chefs because most chefs, we work all day long, 12, 16-hour days, and then we go home, your family's asleep, and there's no one to talk to. So this is why I've made this show, so we can hang out and have a drink. Right now I'm drinking on some plantation rum. Shout out to everyone sipping on a little Henny out there, okay? Once again, you can watch this show on YouTube and Twitch. I'm not on Twitch as of yet. I had some last-minute problems literally right before I logged in here, so I couldn't log into the Twitch. But I'm on Facebook and YouTube. So Facebook and YouTube, David Guillotti on Facebook, and the YouTube is at Sucio Talk. So you can check that out. I'm live on those two streaming platforms right now. And I'd love to know, here's the first question of the hour. I'm going to see how long I could actually make this show. I wanted to go 2 hours, but let me see. Andrew Chang, shout out plantation rum, but not plantations. Yeah, I hear you on that. Here we go. What is your favorite for food recommendations? Is it Eater? Is it the Chronicle? Is it the New York Times in your city? What do you look at? Do you look at Yelp? Does that matter to you? Does TripAdvisor matter to you? What do you look at when you're on vacation, when you go to a city? What do you look at? That's what we want to know here. And once again, that number is, wait for it, 510-463-1145. 510-463-1145. All right, just so everybody knows. You can shout out that number. I'll probably have to get off of the Instagram Live once that call comes through because the Bluetooth is what's connected to the audio, so I can have the actual call come through. So thank all 12 people here on Instagram for watching, and hopefully we'll have a bigger celebration. Maybe I could do some fireworks or something. I got to figure out how to do this podcast outside at night. Okay. So what is your favorite food recommendation? Explore Talk or Eater. I never really used Talk as a search engine for restaurants, but I have been on the app a few times, and it does seem very promising. They're also rolling out a bunch of new media on those websites. Talk, Resi. Resi does those short videos. Eater is one that I definitely use. Eater for a lot. I mean, they have pretty much every city covered, every little neighborhood that you could think of. I've never looked at Eater and not been able to find a food recommendation near me where I'm at. Maybe that means that I should go to other places. I don't know. Anyways, so welcome to the show. For right now, we will only be live on Mondays. All right, Mondays. Trying to keep this schedule here live at 10 p.m. I'll probably go a little bit earlier for my East Coast folk. But Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Hope you guys got some cool gifts out there. I got a question coming here from Mexicano Cocinero on Instagram Live here. From all of your interviews on the podcast, which has been the most challenging? Let's see here. From all my interviews on the pod, what has been the most challenging? I wouldn't say it was an individual per se. I would just say it's the scheduling. It's trying to nail down when a person's going to have about an hour to 2 hours of free time when they're working so damn hard, running a restaurant, ordering, dealing with all the problems and things that restaurant people got to deal with. That's the most challenging part of it, is trying to schedule interviews and, the hardest part of the road trip when I went on the road trip was getting in that car and then being like, all right, I'm in Denver. I have an interview tomorrow in Kansas City, and that's, 10 hours away. It's midnight right now, and my interview's at 10:30. I got to go now, So shout out to Miles out there because he just gave me a joint, and that sent me on the way. And I got there just in time. And I had driven 12 hours, and I get in there, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, Michael Corvino? Let's do an interview. That's the hardest part of it. And I got another question here from Chris Garcia on Instagram here. What's been the most negative experience you've had while working at a restaurant, and what lessons did it teach you moving forward? All right. So here, I must actually tell you a story that I wrote. I wrote this down today to share it. I remember once I was cooking at 12 Days. So 12 Days of Christmas, we had cooked for 11 chefs that came from all over the country for the last, 3.5 weeks or whatever. The 12 Days of Christmas, so it ends, I think it's like the 21st or something is when it ends, then we go on vacation, or the 23rd or something like that. So it starts on like the 5th, right? And the restaurant's only open from Tuesday to Saturday. So Sunday, Monday, all those chefs would want to come in and work, you're fucking exhausted. But anyway, the 12 days rolls around. No fucking excuses. Here we go. 12th day, we're fucking going at it. The menu's big dreams here. Dishes we've never done before, which is something that I applaud the restaurant at Meadowood for, because there's a lot of restaurants that do events on the safe side. They're not willing to not go there prepped out. They're not willing to see what the market has to offer and cook, whatever they find there. Like, I'm not knocking them. For example, the French Laundry. The French Laundry, they roll in with their own plates, their own mise en place, all their food. They don't order anything from you. They bring their own shit every time. And that's on another level of perfection that, is you cannot get to if you don't charge $350 to $500 a menu. That's just not going to happen, right? So in those types of situations, you can do all that shit, right? But then on the other hand, you got a guy like at Sushi Tanaka. That dude rolled in from France, prepped his whole menu by himself, and then, for 80 people, 12 or 6 courses or whatever it was a lot of work, and he did it all by himself. And that was pretty impressive. So different restaurants roll different ways. It's not positive or negative the other way. I think it's all good, depending on what you're trying to learn and all that. So anyways, it's the 12th day, rough night, behind on everything. Chef Kat and Chef John saved the fucking day. I was on Meat Station, the Jasper, right? And this is when all the shit went down. The fish station, we were cooking this dish that had a skin on it, a faux skin, right, with buckwheat. It was like buckwheat and a couple other vegetable ash and like grains that we would crust onto this salmon or trout. We would crust it on the trout, and it would be like crispy skin, but the trout would be completely raw. So you only cooked the skin side. Well, we had a new fish cook that time, and basically the fish starts getting flipped, and on the other side it starts getting seared, and that just fucks up the whole aesthetic of the dish. You cannot have cooked white opaque salmon or trout when you're trying to do this dish. It needs to be nice raw red salmon or trout, and then the black faux skin over top. Shout out to Costa for that dish. It's pretty cool. So we're going on that. That's getting fucked up, right? Tempers are flaring. All of a sudden, I look over. My pick is next. Not one guinea hen seared. Not one guinea hen taken off the bone. We salt baked them before, right? Salt bake egg whites, salt. We use a shit ton of herbs, lovage, parsley, right? You fucking bake it in there. It renders out the skin real nice. But guinea hen, although it's already baked and rendered a little bit, it takes a while to cook, right? So imagine you're doing this tasting menu for 80 people who paid like $500 to $1,000 a pop, and the other courses went out, and now it's your station, and you're fired on guinea hen, and you have nothing. You have nothing, right? And I mean, my world is like, everything's happening so quickly. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So Chef John and Chef Kat, they jump in, they start fucking basting guinea hen breast and all this. And then all of a sudden, I remembered that I left the veal blanquette in the Jasper. Okay? Veal blanquette, white. Right? I left the fucking loin in the Jasper. So this shit charred. I charred the veal blanquette for 12 days for a menu that we had never done before. 3 fucking stars. You're the meat cook. What do you do? Right? It was almost funny. It was almost funny how bad I had fucked it up. And I tell you what, man, to this day, still not over it. Still think about it. To this day. That was the worst night of my cooking career. And just to make it even fucking spicier, right? You got 12 days. You got the entire fucking media team is there, fucking journalists, everybody's there just watching you get completely annihilated, and you can't even be mad at chef for being mad at you. Like, you fucked it up that hard. That chef is that mad at you. You're not going to, I wasn't even mad at him, man. I was mad at myself. I was like, damn, I fucked up this piece of meat. I blackened the veal blanquette. Costau put it to me like this. You made the veal blanquette look like a torture victim's dick. That's what he said. And that was, the completely worst night of my life. One of those nights that you leave the kitchen, and I mean, I had been cooking at this point for like 8 years, right? So you think you got it together, and you fucking don't. So what do? You can't just make excuses for yourself, At that point, I just kind of threw my hands up and said, you know what, I'm just going to finish strong, and I'm going to clean the shit out of this kitchen. I'm going to clean really good, chef, And there's nothing else you could do at that point. I mean, he wasn't even that. He was like, you fucked up so bad and you're so embarrassed that I don't have to say shit to you. So that was the one of the hardest times I ever had in the kitchen. And, I think when you're in a 3-star world, you're chasing perfection, but you're not only chasing perfection, you're chasing not making the same mistake twice, right? And cooking is a sport, right? So it's live and it's live action. And no matter how fucking good you are, every day you can be humbled. You can overcook a steak. And it's happened, man. I'm telling you right now, some of the best chefs in the world embarrass themselves cooking dinner for their family. And when I say embarrass themselves, I don't mean like, public shame and all this. I mean, them deeply inside, they know that they fucked something up. Like, I did an event a few weeks ago, and I cooked for a chef who I will not name because this gives me anxiety. I fucking overcooked the meat for this party. I'm pretty sure. I 100% did. And like, we just served the veal. We had to serve it. So imagine I'm sorry for skipping around, but imagine you're at 12 days and you blackened the veal blanquette and you fucking serve it anyway. You serve it anyway. And that right there, we've all been there. When you are, thank you, go UPS man. When you are cooking something in a shitty fashion, and then you give this fucked up meat, this overcooked thing to your chef, and he looks at you and he knows that it's overcooked, but you cannot stop the production. It is a banquet. It needs to keep going, right? So you end up putting some shit on a plate that you don't necessarily love. And that is the hardship of restaurants, really. On a day-to-day basis, you are tested. Will you let this off of your past knowing that it's not perfect? Is it garbage? No. There's people starving out there, right? But is it garbage to the person that paid a certain amount of money to sit there and have that piece of meat cooked well, piece of vegetable cooked well, whatever it is? You owe it to them, and you owe it to yourself as a professional cook to do it right. And when you don't do it right, how do you remedy that? Other than like feeling bad, you buy their meal. And when you think of a place like Meadowood, people would come and form their whole vacation around the restaurant, eating there, whatever it may be. I'm going to hit record on my thing right now. I haven't recorded anything so far, but anyway, doesn't matter. That was the story that I thought of today because I feel it important to embarrass yourself. At least put the things out there that you've done horribly. And I think that helps you sort of release those things that you hold on to when you fucking shouldn't, Was anybody affected? No. Sometimes a kitchen team will fuck something up so horribly and you will feel so bad, and then you look outside at the fucking guests and they're having a great time. They don't know the difference. And that is the true saving grace of those nights. When you look out in the dining room and everybody's laughing and like, now horrible nights are when you look out and the entire fucking dining room knows that you went down as a restaurant. That is the fucking worst, How do you come back from that? I'm telling you, none of those fucking people are going to come back. So you better just try again the next day, But that story has haunted me forever, and it really makes me feel good to say that shit because, I consider myself a fucking prime time meat chef. Like, I can cook the shit out of some meat. And that was not a good display of that. And just recently, 2 weeks ago, same thing. So it truly is a sport in the fact that if you do not practice this, you will not fucking make it. If you think that you will get away with working 40 hours a week and you're going to be a great chef, it's not going to fucking happen. Okay? You need to put more time into this if you really want it. Is that going to take away from other shit in your life? Yes, it will. Hello, Charlie. How are you? Yes, it will. But am I grateful that I learned a craft? Yes, I am. Am I grateful that I sacrificed things? Yes, I am. Because this craft of cooking has brought me further than any other thing that I've done. And it truly does test you every day. Whether it's humbling you because you think you're the shit and you overcook something, or a new problem arises that you haven't dealt with before, or a new problem arises that you have dealt with before, but the solution that you used before didn't work or doesn't work now. What are you going to do? I don't know. You tell me. So I also remember one day, we cooked brunch at Charter Oak was a Charter Oak brunch series for Sean Brock. And Sean Brock, amazing chef, historic chef. I mean, this guy, one of the best, still going today with Audrey and all those restaurants out there in Nashville. Shout out to you. By the way, before I started this shit, some weird ass noise happened in my house, and I gotta say, I'm fucking terrified right now because all the lights are off in my house and I'm just in the studio, and there's literally no one else here, and I'm like, is something going on? And like the bars are making noise. But then I started doing the show, and then I felt a little better. So thank you for being here. Andrew Chang was at that Sean Brock brunch. Okay, this gets, from your perspective, Andrew Chang, how was the food at the Sean Brock brunch? I know it's been a while, but hey, we're here, right? We might as well get it. Shout out to Independent Soul. Shout out to Table Ian for coming in and joining. Anyway, so Sean Brock brunch, we're there cooking for Sean Brock, cooking with Sean Brock, right? Samuel Jett, his sous chef, really nice guy. I think it was his fermentation dude for a little while. Chef Osman, what's up? He rolls in and he's like, hey, you know, this is the order, this is what we're doing. And I got to actually sit down and like taste some shit with Sean Brock and like troubleshoot a dish. And he's sitting there asking me what I think. I thought that was one of the coolest things that has ever happened to me as a cook, chef. You know, Sean Brock is a legend. A legend. Okay? And, you know, he's asking me, well, what's up with this dish, whatever. So he comes back. We come back the next day. It's like Saturday night. We've been doing 300 covers for lunch, 100 and 200 for dinner, 250 around that range. And at that point at Charter Oak, we had one cook on each station. That's 3 cooks, expediter, me, and maybe 2 prep guys in the back for nighttime. So we were just fucking drowning, right? All the time, the whole time. Shout out to Selvin. Shout out to Hugo, who took over Willow's Inn. Unfortunately, I guess I couldn't shout him out during that time because they were going through that turmoil. But hey, what are you gonna do? I'm sure he's out of that now because they closed it, right? So he's probably gonna do some sick shit. Anyways, so Sean Brock is there. He gets in. We all get in there early in the morning. We left at like 2 a.m. We get there. It's like 7 a.m. and Sean Brock is like, I got a list from the garden that I need. So I'm like, fuck. So I take this list. There's no gardener at that time. I go to the garden. I harvest this shit. I come back. It's like a bunch of lilies and stuff for his dish. And he's like, okay, cool. We're ready to do this brunch. We were not ready to do this brunch. Okay. We didn't even know how we were going to plate the food. And it was just one of those, you know, he's a great chef. He's going to take his time and he's going to tell us when he's ready, you know, or when he thinks the dish is good and we can serve it. So literally on the first couple tables, it's like a banquet, right? So you got to get going. And we're not getting any food. And we're like, what the fuck's going on? And we're just like troubleshooting the dishes, trying to make them right. So he likes them right. Then we get going. Boom. We're doing it. I did not realize that the first course had so many jams and different condiments for the biscuits that immediately the dish station went down. By the way, the dishwasher called out that morning. So dishwasher calls out that morning. You know it's going to be a shit show of a day. I come back from fucking harvesting flowers and shit, pick the plates. Here we go. Let's do service. Chef Costa was expediting, losing his goddamn mind. And I'm like, okay, look, like I need to fix this. Okay. So I go up to Chef Costa and I'm like, look, man, just give me a second. Okay. And then I go to the back and we start getting rolling. There was so many dishes in the dish station that I couldn't see the dishwasher. who was not the dishwasher, was the morning prep guy that was there helping us on a Sunday, who agreed to come in because we needed help but had to go to church. And that's respectable for me. I'm like, hey, bro, come in, help us, go to church. It's all good. Like, I'm not getting in the way of that. So this dude had to leave to go to church. And I mean, the entire kitchen was dirty to the point where later that night, I had a concert to go to. I had a Cannibal Corpse show to go to for dinner. I made it to the show, thankfully, had a good time. But when I left, it was a fucking mess. And I felt bad, you know. But the team is like, hey, it took us all night to clean this. The dishes were full to the brim, full to the top, and it was insane, man. It was an insane time, and the whole time I was just like, everyone's gonna hate this. I can't fucking believe this. Sean Brock didn't talk to me at all after that shit. Never talked to me one time, and I'm going out there. I'm like talking to people and shit. Trevor Perkins is there, and he's like, "Dude, that was the fucking one of the best brunches I've ever had." And I was like, I cannot believe that you said that, because the last 4.5 hours were torture. Torture. You understand me? Not a good time. So, and these things happen all the time, and the guests they don't know any difference. You know, as long as you can fix so many problems in a restaurant with alcohol that, you know, I don't think that there's anything else that really remedies a situation like some alcohol. 'Cause, I mean, you can come up to a table and say, hey, here is some dessert. We really fucked this up for you today. Here's some dessert. And then you say, oh, this is a fucking afterthought. All right, you give me dessert because you know I'm fucking pissed off. And truly, if that's where you caught the mistake, you have failed, right? You know, make sure, you know, running a restaurant is not only, oh yeah, we cook great food, whatever. It's like, are they fucking having a good time? Are they enjoying themselves? And that's really the only thing that matters. So yeah, those two stories, the Sean Brock brunch and the 12 days, it was fucking insane. When we look at 2022, there's a lot of good shit that happened in 2022, man. See Platos Locos in here. We did a podcast. Cocinero de Cocina, what's up? We did a podcast as well. I'm working on putting that back out, but if you need to see it, it's on YouTube. You can check out youtube.com/@SucioTalk. All right, no underscore there. You can also check out SucioTalk.com for that merch. Okay. Or call 510-463-1145. That is the Sucio Talk hotline number. All right. But yeah, in 2022, restaurants opened, restaurants closed. I saw Ben Chiodo. Never been there before, but apparently those motherfuckers were open for 115 years. I don't know any other restaurant that's been open that long off the top of my head. Ben Chiodo. They closed March 31st. They've been open for 115 years. Alioto's, another spot in SF, closed after 97 years, bro. Do you know what it's like to run a restaurant for 97 fucking years? I don't. That's why I'm asking. Qua closed. Family Cafe, Hotline, Trouble Coffees, Daughter's Diner, The Lady, The Kebabery, Taste of Denmark, Aunt Mary's Cafe, Commonwealth. I had a birthday dinner at Commonwealth about 5 years ago. So shout out to Commonwealth. Hey, and then restaurants opening. Acre. They opened on the 19th of December in the former Olivero spot in Oakland. Um, it's a Mediterranean spot, 2 floors. One is oh, okay. We got some action over here. Um, Here we go. Hold on 1 second here. Instagram. We got some 3-part question over here. Um uh, uh, uh. Okay. All right. Let's see. We got a 3-part question here. Do you think there is a thing called work-life balance in an industry that is so demanding? Do I think there is a thing called work-life balance in an industry that is so demanding? I would say that no, there is no work-life balance in this thing of ours that we as chefs. I think if you're trying to be great at anything, it requires a little bit of persistence, meaning you are going to have to not do the things that you really want to fucking do all the time. And what is work-life balance when you look at it? Is work-life balance something that can be defined? Who can define what work-life balance is? Somebody please help me define that shit. Because I don't think that a 40-hour work week really defines anything. I mean, just because they told us this is how many hours in a day you will work, this is how many days in a week you should work, this is what the standard is. Standard for who? For the people that made the law, or for the businesses that are doing the job? Because I'm perfectly all right with being at my place of work or working for as long as it takes to get the job done. If you're a guy that doesn't, and you're the chef and doesn't stay around for when shit needs to be prepped and when they need a leader, then you're not doing it, bro. Okay? You got to be there mentally for them, physically for them, for your team. I don't think there is such a thing as work-life balance. You're not really going to find it, because work-life balance in hospitality, I believe, is found only when you work really hard at the life part of it. Like, you got to put as much effort as you do into your life as you do work. And as you know, that can become a little hard to do, right? You're going to be fucking trying to do all this shit, try to be working and try to be perfect, but you're not, right? And you're going to upset somebody. So you got to pick, what are you going to upset? You're going to upset your job, or you're going to upset your family? Unfortunately, this is how it is. And here we go. What are some of the things that I would do to create work-life balance when working in an industry that's so demanding? So again, you got to work hard at that shit. And what I would do is definitely plan it. Because if you get to your day off not knowing what you're going to do, you're not going to leave the fucking house. That's one. You got to make sure that you are ready to go. on your fun. Basically, you have to get up early if you're gonna on your day off. You can have a day where you rest or whatever it is, but you're also gonna have to get up early. If you want to go to the beach, that's an all day fucking project. You gotta go. You gotta fucking get ice, and you gotta get a cooler. And if you don't do half of that shit before it's time to go to the beach, bro, you ain't going to the beach. By the time you get to the beach, it's gonna be like 2. And then you only got a little bit of sunlight, 3 hours maybe, before you gotta start packing up again. You really gotta plan your shit out, you know? So restaurants opening. Oh wait, that was the second part of the 3-part question. I gotta come back to this here. Let's see. If you didn't create that balance or now feel like you could have done it better, how would you encourage industry professionals to find that? If you didn't create that balance or now feel like you could have done it better, how would you encourage industry professionals to find that? I mean, there really is no way to answer that, I guess. It's all real individual. Are you going to spend more time with your family? How are you going to do that? Is it activities outside the home? Is it activities in the home? What are you doing and how are you going to do it? And this is how we must treat the fun. It's just something that I don't do well because I am very off the cuff kind of guy. I just, hey, okay, we're going to do this today. All right, let's do that today. No fucking type of following rules or laws or fucking any of that shit. I don't follow the rules. That's my downfall. That's the good thing and the bad thing about me. All right, here we go. Sucio talk. Okay, restaurant openings. One more time. Calabash. Their Caribbean and Iranian restaurant from Kingston 11. Owner Nigel Jones and Comage owner Hanif. Hanif and Nigel are opening a restaurant. It's called Calabash. It's in Oakland. What up? Crumble and Wink opened. Volcania. Voltaggio Brothers. Mammoth Lakes. Where the fuck is that? Mammoth Lakes. Out there in the middle of nowhere. Don't know what's happening with that, but excited to see it. Also, Burdell. Shout out to Burdell. Shout out to Jeff Davis. Jeff Davis, my man. Finally getting to open his restaurant that he's been, wanting to open forever. And to watch, the journey of him go through that has been pretty damn spectacular, I gotta say. From enjoying food in his home to also enjoying food at his restaurant, same experience. Meaning he's that damn good. Okay? So that's gonna be a sick restaurant. I hope to check that out. I don't know when it's going to open, but it's on 4640 Telegraph Avenue. 4640 Telegraph Avenue. He got the space. I think he needs a little bit more investorship. If you guys want to check that out, you can go on the website. Shout out to him and all his success. And Eater's been blowing him up, like they goddamn well should be. You know what I mean? So shout out to that. Take a moment and thank and appreciate all those chefs out there doing pop-ups. Because let me tell you something about a pop-up. That's got to be the biggest bitch that I've ever done is a fucking pop-up, especially in a place that doesn't have a kitchen. But let me just say, it's what do you call it? Glamping. It's luxury, or what you think to be luxury. Luxury catering. That's what it is. Boutique catering. That's all it is. That's all pop-ups are. But they get you fucking restaurants. They get you results. Look at Burdell. Look how he's doing it. You know? There's two ways. The easy way or the hard way. And the easy way ain't the way that fucking Jeff's doing it. Because even though he's making it look easy, that shit is hard as fuck. All right? Let's see. So shout out to all those chefs doing pop-ups. Kinfolk Coffee, shout out to you. Creighton Davis. I really dropped the ball on that one, Creighton Davis. I should have given you a call and apologized, and I didn't. So here I am doing it live on the air. I am so sorry, Creighton Davis, that I did not respond to you. I know that you made out well and everything went fine, but I myself feel bad for that, and I should have been better about that. Okay? So there's that. So Kinfolk Coffee, check that place out. I didn't like kill him or anything, or like punch him in the face. Okay, it's like something dumb that I should have done and I didn't do. So there's that. Food shows. I've been watching a lot of food shows recently. I watched Burnt last night again with what's his name? Fuck is his name? Matthew? No. Not Matthew. Bradley. Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper and Burnt. Good times. Not always. What do they say? Good times don't last, but bad guys do. Razor Ramon. Great quote. But Burnt, it's an okay movie. It's a horrible movie, I think. Okay, it's a horrible movie. I'm going to say it's great, and then I'm going to say it's horrible. It's horrible, okay? There's scenes of violence in there that aren't that far-fetched, but are far from agreeable. Meaning when he makes his boy eat the fucking scallops. That was disgusting. And past that, The Bear came out this year. Fuck that show, first off. Okay? I mean, it was a good show. But if you ask me one more goddamn time if I've seen The Bear, I will strike you. All right? That it happened a lot. People are just like, "Oh, hey, you watched The Bear?" Like chefs and food people don't have anything else to do other than watch shit, you know. But then I saw another show come out called House of Fang. House of Fang. It's the Kardashians styled food show. I thought it was like that. Like the camera angles and the dramatic aspect of their lives, I think is very Kardashian-esque. And then the Bear. So we talked about that. We talked about Burnt. I saw the menu also. Is it Ralph or Ray Fiennes? Which is it? Someone please get back to me. It's one more time at the number. You can get at me and let me know. Is it Ralph or Ray Fiennes? And then, let me see. 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 Let 510-463-1145. Boom. There you go. I think because I've been saying that goddamn number so much, I'm going to know it more so than my actual cell phone number. That's only a Google phone number, guys. So any weirdos out there, beware. Okay. Kinfolk Coffee, food shows, House of Fang. Very Kardashian, but okay, good. It's a pretty good show, I got to say. The Bear, Burnt, The Menu, all those shows were okay. I say YouTube is a wild place just because I've been uploading shit on there for a little while. I feel like there is a whole new world that is yet to be discovered on YouTube. And so here I am, going live, making a live show. It's probably not going to look as cool next time because I'm not going to be in my studio. I'm going to be in Palm Springs, personal chefing this shit up. Cooking that prime time motherfucking food with you, man. Cooking with Terrence Howard, man. But I have found these things on YouTube. They're like these tours where the guy walks around town and he's really just walking around aimlessly, kind of showing you the buildings. And these shows go on forever. So I've always wondered about those shows. So we're about to get to the top of the hour here. It's about to be 11 p.m. here in California, which means it's 2 a.m. out there in New York. Shout out to all my East Coast people that came out and showed love. Nathan Kryler, a lot of love for you, man. Fucking getting the shirts, everything. So thank you for doing that. This show, man, saved my life. Really did. Something else that I need to talk about here, and I haven't talked about it, is Avatar. Have you guys seen that movie? I mean, it is incredible. Not gonna lie, I took some mushrooms when I went to go see it, but I had a goddamn religious experience in there. There was this scene where the little baby girl sees what bliss is and what life could be if it was perfect. And this is what you definitely see on Bufo when you smoke the toad. You see everything for what it really is and what life is. Like the materia prima of life, the fabric of existence. And they say, oh, if she experiences something like that again, she will die, you know? And that shit made me think of that experience that I had. And I got to say, for the fucking team that wrote that movie, one of the best movies I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And I am a movie lover. I mean, I watch movies almost every day, or at least try to put one down a day. And this was incredible. I mean, I was after the fact, I was like how he just slam dunked on us. How do you make a better movie than that? You don't. You can make good movies, but you cannot make that movie again like he made it. So I'm excited for him to break all the records that he's going to break and hopefully make the money that he needs to make to get the shit back on the road so he can make the third and the fourth and the fifth one, whatever he wants to make. because I won't go see them all. I'm already like, yo, where is the next one, B? And I mean, you watched this other one, the first one that came out. That shit doesn't even come. I mean, it's a good movie. It doesn't even come close to Avatar 2. So just incredible on all counts. Shout out to everyone out there who went to go see that movie, who knows what the fuck I'm talking about. If you went to go see that movie and you didn't like it, then you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay? My goodness. What a good fucking Sucio talk, guys. So it's looking like this show is gonna be about an hour long, which is fine for any show. You don't really need some shit to be 2 hours long. 10 to 11 p.m. PST on Mondays. Sucio Talk is live. At some point, I will make the show live to the point where I'll be in buildings and restaurants, all types of opportunities for this. So I want to grow this. And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't fucking know how. Okay, I don't know how. I don't have the answers. I've been searching for the answers. I can't find them. But the only thing I care about is that there's slow, incremental growth at least. So this is a step in that direction. A step in trying to get this podcast where it needs to be, up there with the greatest podcasts of all time. Just like all those podcasts you see up there that, you know, making waves, that's going to be Sucio Talk. Understand? So everyone who's been with me on this journey, thank you so much. Thank you to Brandon Milhon. Brandon Milhon. That man, you have paid me $10 a month for 4 months now. Donated $40 of your hard-earned money to Sucio Talk. And I'm going to fucking take you out to dinner, all right, when I see you. I can't remember where the hell you live, but that is my promise to you, because that's a lot, man. The man's paying me $10 a month out of his pocket. If anybody else would like to follow suit with that, check out anchor.com/SucioTalk. You can donate there and set your card up for a monthly withdrawal that helps fund this show, helps it be healthy and safe for everyone. Well wishes to everyone. And once again, this show is dedicated to Ilya Romanov. Ilya Romanov, he is the bar manager, was the bar manager at Bar Iris. It was the soul of Nice. And so, shout out to him and his family. Condolences that way to that team. These things can be hard. And I applaud the teams that have to deal with hardship, yet they go to their restaurants and they cook their food and they make their product and they sell it like nothing else is happening in this world. And that to me is very important, and why Sucio Talk is here to showcase these people, these stories that would otherwise remain untold. So if you're out there listening somewhere in this life, confused about where you're at, you're not the only one. Somewhere out there, you'll find your answer. But you just got to go look for it, chef. You just got to promise that you'll look for it. And with that, I conclude this Sucio Talk. Signing off the first live episode ever. Peace to everyone out there that joined the show. Once again, I am your lovely host, Sucio, David Sucio. Check out suciotalk.com. 510-463-1145 is the number. That's the hotline. Text, call your questions there. I'll play your messages on the show. I'll also talk to you on the show. So hit your boy up. Let's talk about this together. Thank for all the people that were on the Instagram live feed. Thank you. And peace. I think that's a good place to leave it.